Africa, where Uganda has officially suspended all military cooperation with Germany, accusing the German ambassador, Matthias Schauer, of engaging in subversive activities.
Welcome to Talk of Africa 360, your source for insightful news, analysis, and thoughtful commentary. If you value informed perspectives and fact-based reporting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Disclaimer: the content on this channel is based on reliable public sources and credible online information. It is intended strictly for educational and analytical purposes. We do not promote or endorse political violence, hate speech, or any form of discrimination. Our goal is to inform, not to inflame. Thanks for being here. Let's stay informed together.
Let's talk international relations, that intricate web of interactions, agreements, and sometimes disagreements that shape our world. It's a complex field, filled with nuances and hidden agendas, where every handshake and treaty carries significant weight. It's the big, messy dance between countries, a constant push and pull of power, influence, and national interests playing out on a global stage. Sometimes it's smooth, a carefully choreographed waltz of diplomacy, where nations find common ground and work together towards shared goals. Agreements are signed, partnerships are forged, and the world seems a little more stable. But sometimes it's a total train wreck. Alliances crumble, tensions rise, and the delicate balance of power is threatened. These are the moments that make headlines, the crises that test the resolve of nations and the stability of the international order. And this time, something unexpected happened, a move that sent ripples of surprise and speculation throughout the diplomatic community. Uganda just told Germany, "We're done." A seemingly simple statement, but one loaded with implications. On August 2, 2025, a date that will likely be remembered in the annals of international relations, Uganda, a key East African nation, strategically located and increasingly influential, suddenly ended its long-standing military agreement with Germany, a partnership that had been in place for years, providing Uganda with crucial security assistance and training. No drama, no drawn-out speeches, no public accusations or heated debates, just a clean break. A swift and decisive action that left many wondering what prompted such a sudden shift. Diplomats everywhere were stunned. The news spread like wildfire, sparking urgent meetings and frantic phone calls as officials tried to understand the reasoning behind Uganda's decision. You might wonder, why does this matter? What's so significant about one country ending a military agreement with another? Well, in geopolitics, this is huge. It's more than just a bilateral agreement. It's a sign of changing power dynamics and shifting alliances in the international arena. For years, Western nations like Germany have provided security support to African countries, often playing a significant role in maintaining stability and combating terrorism. In exchange for influence, access to resources, and strategic partnerships that serve their own national interests, Uganda just tore up that script. They've challenged the traditional power dynamic and asserted their own agency on the world stage. This isn't just paperwork. It's not simply a matter of canceling a contract or ending a program. It's a statement, a bold declaration of independence and self-reliance. Uganda stood up and said with a clear and unwavering voice, "Thanks, but we've got this now." A message that resonates far beyond the borders of Uganda. The world, especially Europe, is watching closely, is scrambling to figure out what it means, what prompted this decision, and what the long-term consequences will be. Germany thought this partnership was solid, a cornerstone of their engagement in East Africa. Training programs, resource-sharing initiatives, strong diplomatic relations built over years of cooperation. Then, suddenly, it's over. Just like that, the partnership is dissolved, leaving a void in Germany's strategic calculations. It's a political shockwave, sending tremors through the established order and forcing everyone to reassess their assumptions. Germany and others now have to rethink, reevaluate, and potentially overhaul their whole approach to Africa. The old playbook no longer applies. Money and military hardware, the traditional tools of influence, aren't enough anymore. They're not the only currency that matters in this new era of international relations. African nations are demanding agency. They want to be treated as equal partners, not as recipients of aid or pawns in a geopolitical game. And that changes everything. It requires a fundamental shift in mindset and a willingness to engage in genuine dialogue and collaboration. Uganda's move signals the end of the old way of doing things. The era of neocolonialism is fading, and a new era of African self-determination is dawning. It's a plot twist no one saw coming. a surprise move that has upended the established order and forced everyone to reconsider their assumptions. And now, everyone's watching, with bated breath, to see what happens next. The world is holding its breath, waiting to see how this unexpected development will reshape the future of international relations. So, what exactly was this military agreement all about? What were the key components and what did it signify for both nations involved? At its core, Germany provided Uganda's military with advanced training, sharing expertise and modern military techniques. This wasn't just basic instruction, it was about building a more capable and professional fighting force. Beyond training, the agreement included substantial equipment and logistical support, everything from vehicles and advanced weaponry to sophisticated communication systems, enhancing Uganda's operational capabilities across the board. As a result, Uganda got a stronger, more modern army, a force better equipped to handle regional security challenges. And what did Germany get out of it? Influence, of course, in a strategically vital region of East Africa, allowing them to project soft power and build alliances. It was classic soft power, a calculated move on the global stage. It was about helping Uganda develop its military capabilities, but also very much about securing and advancing Germany's own long-term interests in the region. For decades, these kinds of deals were standard practice, a common feature of international relations. Western nations, seeking to exert influence and build alliances, routinely offered support, often military aid, to developing countries. And African nations, often in need of resources and training, generally accepted these offers. But as Uganda's military grew stronger and its national confidence increased, the old arrangement, once mutually beneficial, started to feel increasingly outdated and restrictive. Uganda no longer wanted to be seen, or to act, as the junior partner in this relationship. The deal, which had once provided a significant boost to Uganda's military capabilities, now felt less like a helping hand and more like training wheels holding them back. Uganda was ready to assert its independence and ride solo, charting its own course on the global stage. Why did Uganda end things now? The partnership felt one-sided. Germany's support came with strings attached, lectures on governance, democracy, and human rights. Uganda wanted respect, not constant advice. Meanwhile, new players like China and Russia offered deals with fewer conditions. Uganda realized it had options. The government wanted sovereignty, not supervision. They believed their military was ready to stand alone. It was a bold move. Thanks for the help, but we'll take it from here. Uganda chose independence over influence. This is bigger than one deal, it's a shift in Uganda's mindset. For years, African nations were told they needed Western help to succeed. Uganda's move says, we believe in ourselves. The UPDF has proven itself in regional missions and wants African solutions for African problems. Being too close to any foreign power now looks like weakness, not strength. Uganda wants flexibility, friends everywhere, beholden to no one. President Museveni is staking his legacy on this new assertive posture. Uganda is declaring its true independence. Uganda's decision is part of a bigger trend across Africa. Nations are rethinking old relationships with the West and demanding more control. Africa's young, ambitious population wants leaders to put national interests first. The world isn't unipolar anymore. China, Russia, and others offer new options. African countries can now negotiate better deals, with fewer strings. Western aid with conditions is losing its appeal. African leaders want trade, investment, and respect, not lectures. This isn't anti-West, it's pro-Africa. Uganda's move is a clear sign. Africa is putting itself first. The continent's voice is only getting louder. Uganda isn't alone, this is happening everywhere. In West Africa, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have told French troops to leave and are seeking new partners. Countries are ditching old currencies and renegotiating resource deals for better terms. African nations are moving from passive acceptance to active negotiation. Leaders are demanding reforms at the UN and a bigger global voice. It's not just governments, young people and activists are driving change too. This is a grassroots and top-down movement for real independence. Uganda's decision is just one note in Africa's rising chorus. So why does this matter? Why should the world take note of Uganda's decision? Uganda's move is more than a breakup. It's not just a simple severing of ties. It represents a fundamental shift in the power dynamics and a bold step towards true autonomy. It's a declaration of maturity, a signal that African nations are ready to chart their own course, make their own decisions, and take responsibility for their own futures. It's risky, undoubtedly. There will be challenges and uncertainties ahead, but it's also a bold act of self-belief, a testament to the growing confidence and capability of African leadership. Africa is no longer a chessboard for global powers, a passive arena where external forces dictate the game. It's a player with its own strategy, its own vision, and its own set of priorities. Africa is now actively shaping its own destiny. The world must now engage with Africa as a collection of strong, independent nations, each with its own unique perspective and its own contribution to make on the global stage. Western countries need to adapt to this new reality. They need to move from aid to partnership, fostering genuine collaboration and mutual respect. They need to shift from lectures to dialogue, listening to African voices and valuing African perspectives. Those who don't will be left behind, clinging to outdated models of engagement that no longer reflect the reality on the ground. This isn't just the end of an agreement, it's not merely a contractual termination, it's the start of a new era, a turning point in the relationship between Africa and the rest of the world. Africa is rising, its potential is immense, and the world is watching, eager to see what the future holds. History is happening right now, don't blink, because you might miss the moment when the future is being written.
As reactions continue to pour in from across the continent, one thing is clear. Africa is demanding respect, sovereignty, and accountability. Was this just a diplomatic misstep or a deeper sign of shifting global alliances? We'll be watching closely. If you found this story important, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real, unfiltered African news. This is Talk of Africa 360, telling the stories that matter.